everybody? Welcome back to the Shoot Style Sauna as we are getting back into the predictions field as we are going to be doing complete coverage of New Japan's New Beginning in Nagoya alongside, a little bit later on from now, New Beginning Hiroshima. These are some pretty stacked cards, especially the Hiroshima card. We're going to go through, as we usually do, match by match, break them down, talk about what we think is going to happen, leave predictions, and anything else related to the show. Eric, rescuing him now in the back burner. How are you feeling about the upcoming shows?
Good. They're starting a lot of new things, and I'm excited to see what comes from the New Beginning tour.
Yeah, usually these are like kind of like not like the Raw after WrestleMania. They're kind of like setting like the road to like what the big storylines are going to be throughout the year. Last year we had a couple big ones. They also set the stage for the New Japan Cup and the anniversary show happening in March, with those being built to now. A lot of interesting stuff coming out of this. But Eric, if you want to kick it off right away as we head into the Nagoya card to kick things off.
Yes, and in this video, we're just going to focus on the special singles matches. So none of the, those like 8-man, 6-man tags.
You don't like the house showy stuff that they like to do at these shows.
Yeah.
Our first one. This one recently announced. This is the match where the loser must retire the Mongolian chops. We have the recently returned Great Okan, who's been having like these really big stage matches against Okada, just had the match against Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom, and now here he is taking on one of the old guard here in New Japan, Hiroshi Tenzan. Again,
Hiroyoshi Tenzan.
Hiroshi, that's what it was.
Hiroyoshi. A Y in there.
Hiroyoshi. I always want to say like Hiroshi because that's what I'm so used to
thinking. Yeah, there's a Y snuck in there.
That's the way it gets you. But Eric, who are you going to go for in this one?
Well, since Tenzan was injured and sent to the hospital by Okan at New Year's Dash, recently returned. I don't think he's fully healed from those injuries, and he's also, he's a New Japan dad. I do think that Okan is going to get this win. He's finally going to get this big win because, like, he lost to Okada, he lost to Tanahashi. I think he needs kind of a big win and really to get the Empire even more going. Like I thought they were going to do at Wrestle Kingdom. So Okan's going to win, and Tenzan's going to retire the Mongolian chops.
Yeah, I'm in agreement here. It's kind of like the same mentality where it's like Okan's had these big matches. He just hasn't taken home the big win yet. And I think, a member of the Dad Brigade can eat the losses they usually do. So having like Okan, maybe this would be the opener or like middle of the show, have the Empire at least like get some sense of credibility back, but there is more of them on this card, as we'll get into very shortly. But I think having them at least get back into like some kind of momentum and give Okan some kind of win would be good for them. So yeah, I'm going for Okan as well. And speaking of the Empire, it is the next match related to them, as it is Kojima. It's Satoshi Kojima. Is that how you say it?
Satoshi Kojima. Yeah,
Satoshi Kojima.
Taking on the Commonwealth Kingpin and the head of the Empire, Will Ospreay.
That's right, he's calling himself the Kingpin now, which I kind of like that. And this is a no disqualification match, as recently made. Was there any reason why? I was trying to catch up on some of my New Japan news.
During their tag team matches on the road to New Beginning, they wouldn't actually have matches. Matches wouldn't get going. They would just start brawling and hit each other with weapons and chairs. And so they never, Tenkozy and the Empire never really had a match. And so they would just brawl. And then after their last match, they went backstage and kept brawling. And Kevin Kelly was even saying, I think they're fighting back there, but it was actually just Okan screaming and yelling angrily. And then New Japan matchmakers made the decision Ospreay challenged Kojima to a no disqualification match, and he accepted.
Okay, now here we are. So yeah, it's kind of like, I think I'm kind of in the same mentality here with the last match. I just feel like that the Empire just needs a win. And especially with someone who was higher profile than Will Ospreay, I think, especially coming off the big loss and wrestling to Okada, really get him back into like the winning ways. I think just getting a win here against like a legend in Kojima, and as much as we like Kojima, he loves bread, as we know, and he brought Kenta to bread club is a big thing, and he brought Kenta to a good fight at Wrestle Kingdom. I just think coming off somebody who was in such a high profile feud, was the co-main event of night one, I think it's just Will Ospreay's going to get this win. It's pretty straight. It might just be really straightforward too, for whatever we know.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Will Ospreay definitely is going to get this win, and Kojima's going to put the younger guy over.
Yeah, he's done plenty of that. I'm sure he's totally fine with it.
Yeah.
Main event up next, and I am very excited for this one. Coming off an incredible match on night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, it is the never Openweight champion Shingo Takagi, the Dragon, taking on the Ace. Someone else coming off fresh off a win at Wrestle Kingdom, having a good start to the year in Hiroshi Tanahashi. This actually seems pretty tricky. Has Tanahashi ever held an ever Openweight title?
He has not. Tanahashi has always been in just the world title or even Intercontinental title picture. A little bit with the British heavyweight title with his rivalry with Zack Sabre Jr.
That's right. He won it, but lost it like pretty quickly. I remember that. So yeah, Eric, how are you feeling about this? Do you think they might have Shingo continue like this big run he's had lately, or do you think maybe we'll see a shock here?
I don't think it's really a shock, but I do think Tanahashi is gonna win and get his first never openweight title. I think by Tanahashi winning, they want the never openweight title kind of just to become a little more important, since they're probably gonna go with unifying the Intercontinental and the heavyweight titles.
That's what Bushi wants to do with it.
And I think they're just like, oh well, now we have this big space open since there's no more two belts, so. With Tanahashi, they're going to try to elevate the never openweight title. And I also think they're going to move Shingo up the card to like more of the heavyweight title division.
Title picture. All right. Would you see him getting a US style shot before it, like the heavyweight title? Or do you think they would go
Kenta's got to get that first title shot.
Yeah, it's true. After that, like months from now, say if like Shingo kind of like lingers for a bit like in the upper mid card about a title. Kind of like the Sonata thing.
I could see that. I wouldn't be upset with it.
Yeah, see, this is hard because on one hand I'm excited for this, but also it's like, could they do one way or the other? So I'm not going to be dumb here and go back on my word like I did for wrestling. I am going to go for Shingo here because I do not think it's just the right time. I think he's giving Shingo another big win and showing him, like, giving him some more stock. And I do think Shingo eventually. I want to see Shingo as a double champion at some point, but just like maybe like long term from now. But I think now is not the time because they had Sonata kind of busy in the main event scene, and they have the New Japan Cup coming up. So I could see Shingo making a run in the New Japan Cup. But if he wins or not, that is yet to be seen, obviously. But I think right now maybe we'll have something else happen, like in the anniversary show or something else like that in March.
And we have
Shingo here.
We also have Castle Attack coming up at the end of February.
Maybe it can happen there. Yeah, so we still have a couple of shows until the New Japan Cup. So I do think Shingo, riding his momentum from Wrestle Kingdom, I think he might get another big win in Tanahashi and like set the stage for what could be another big year for him. So really, this is probably the hardest match so far. I'm gonna go for Shingo, but I won't be surprised either way. But hey, it'd be really cool to see Tanahashi get like another first for him. I won't be mad.
Absolutely.
So that takes care of the Nagoya card. So we are going to switch over to the two-night show happening a couple weeks from now. It will be the New Beginning in Hiroshima. Usually it's in Osaka. This year we're doing it at a different location. And here we are. Yeah, this is happening on night one. We're going from night 1 to night 2. One of the special singles matches, as it is Master Wado of Taguchi Japan, or 1 and 8 as his tag team is known as, taking on good old Bushi, unfortunately not winning the King of Pro Wrestling title, or trophy I should say, at Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. Happens, but it's also Toru Yano. Eric, this is a interesting matchup. What do you got?
It is. It's kind of a tough one because, like, you look at Bushi, he's like the fall guy, LIJ. I think we said that during the last year's New Japan Cup. But you also have this young guy, Master Wado, who's still pretty green, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've seen. He has promise, but I still think he's just so new.
Yeah, and he's still got a long way to go, and it's like, I'm not really understanding his character, the way to the Grand Master, like Master Wado. Like I'm not really quite understanding that yet. But I think they're still trying to elevate him up, and I think he's gonna get the win over Bushi, just to try to get more stock in him and kind of get his momentum going more.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I've also gone for a while because I think it's a new year for him. He had an okay showing at Wrestle Kingdom, I think, in that junior tag title match. It was all right. So I think give him a slow burn push. Maybe like he has another like good showing in Best of Super Juniors later this year. But I think it doesn't really hurt Bushi either. I think in defeat because we're so used to seeing him like take a fall or something happen to him. So I think go for Master Wado here. He hasn't had the best record, but I think this year give him like a slow burn push. Start off a win in singles action. You never know. Maybe he'll develop some more as this year goes on.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, he has been in a lot of the main events recently during the road to New Beginning, so that could be getting to his head. And
a lot of tag team matches too.
Yeah, maybe not take Bushi as seriously, but I don't think they're gonna go that way. I think they're gonna give Master Wado the win.
Give him some, because if not, I don't know where he goes from there if he loses. Maybe just some more development or like maybe some more training off air. That's what I would see. But he's like been on the product so prominently lately, so it's like I can't really see that. All right, yes, this is a Wrestle Kingdom rematch. This time the tables have turned. It is the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles, as it is the defending champions, the Guerrillas of Destiny, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, taking on the former champions, Dangerous Tekkers, in Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. I think I'm going to go for a GOD retain here. They have not held the belts for long. Of course, we said that last year when they lost the belts, but they won them back really quickly. Yeah. So you never know what could happen in the tag division. But I think I'm just too used to seeing like GOD as like the established tag team. They haven't been back for very long. I think giving some more of a momentum and maybe capping off this long feud. But there is a 6-man on night 2. if we're going to talk about that. But if we do, I have my own thoughts on that as well. I think giving GOD the retention and moving on to another feud for the spring/summer could be good for them. Eric, what about you?
I'm going to agree with you. I do think GOD is going to retain. I think the run that they're on, they're going to be a little bit kind of pretty unstoppable. You know, they won World Tag League finally, then they came and finally won at the Tokyo Dome. I don't think they're going to lose the titles this quickly, especially to Taichi and ZSJ, who I think this is just kind of their rematch, and they don't really have another tag team ready for them because Finn Juice is back. Oh, no, well, Juice Robinson's still injured, so we can't have GOD Finn Juice match. But yeah, I think this is just kind of just like a filler kind of title.
Yeah, something to hold them over. I think maybe when Juice gets healthy, is there like a timeline on how long he's going to be out for?
I don't know. You know, they haven't really said much.
That's fair. But yeah, I think, you know, moving on from this, I mean, I can't really see, I don't know who else we could really for tag teams. Maybe like someone from Taguchi Japan, or maybe some LIJ tag team go after them after this, but we will see. But I just think it's a pretty safe bet to go for GOD here, but we will see what happens with this. And this is the main event of night one. Is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, the recent new champion, I don't know why I worded it like that, Hiromu Takahashi, also fresh off his Best of Super Juniors victory at the end of 2020, taking on Sho of Roppongi 3K. Obviously, Yo is still not around, so continuing that singles push. I am incredibly excited for this. Last year, New Beginning, we had that amazing match between Hiromu and Rhea Lee, in my top 10 matches of the year, too, for those who have seen that video. But here, much I'd like to see Sho, like, you know, continue the singles push, I do think I'm going to pretty safely go for Takahashi here. It's kind of a similar situation where it's like, he's just won the belt. He's the ace of the division. What was the result when these two faced in the Best of Super Juniors? Did Sho win that? Or
Sho did win that match. Sho did win that match.
I think I remember that because that was like one of his, like 2 losses in that block?
Yeah, so that's how Sho got this match, by defeating Takahashi during the Best of Super Juniors tournament.
That makes sense. But yeah, I think here he's fresh off the win after like the big like run he had at Wrestle Kingdom. I think giving him the win here and like setting the stage for maybe his big match at the anniversary show a couple weeks after this, like we saw last year, he'll get a big match. So I think having Takahashi being the ace of the division, give him a win, and then set up his stage for the anniversary show, I think it's pretty safe and solid way to do it. Eric, what do you think?
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go with Hiromu Takahashi retaining in his first defense. The run he's on is like the same with GOD. He won Best of Super Juniors, won twice at Wrestle Kingdom for the second year in a row. Sho is on the rise. I think he is going to be one of the top faces in the junior heavyweight division, but it's just not his time right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only been like how long was he open out for? Since like the summer last year. It's been like
he got injured in the New Japan Cup, so last June or July.
Yeah,
what was it?
So that's a summertime. It's been close to like 7 to 8 months, I'd say, at this point.
So he should be coming back soon.
Probably in the spring, maybe like around like end of New Japan Cup or around like Sakura Genesis. I could see around then maybe they can go back either as like junior tag or like kind of do singles action for a bit to like, you know, kind of I think Sho's doing. Because I also think Sho can make another statement in the Never division because he had that match with Shingo last year.
Yes, he did.
Maybe someone wants to go for that title as well. So it's hard to see, but I think what's coming up for New Japan, giving Hiromu the win, pretty safe, and set up a big match for him to face the double champion or the unified champion at the anniversary show. And that takes care of night one. We'll be right back to take care of night two. And here we are. This is the only really big match we're going to cover on night 2 of the New Beginning in Hiroshima. It is the double championship match, as it is the recently crowned double champion Kota Ibushi taking on the Cold Skull off a win at Wrestle Kingdom. And I was an idiot and picked Evil. I'm never picking Evil again for those watching. It is SANADA. These two, this is a G1 Climax final rematch. Mm-hmm. And Eric, what do you think will happen here?
It's going to be, I think, it's not going to be a draw, but it's going to be very close to the time limit. Ooh. It can be very close because there was that time limit draw they had the other night in that 6-man tag. But I do think Kota Ibushi's going to retain over SANADA. It's going to be a hell of a good match, but, you know, Ibushi just had that, you know, insane Wrestle Kingdom performances, you know, both nights, having like 70 plus minutes.
Had to be like more than an hour, almost an hour and a half, I'd imagine, right?
Of ring time in both nights, going 48 minutes and 5 seconds with Jay White, you know, longest match in Tokyo Dome history, most watched match in New Japan history. I don't think he's gonna lose it in his first defense.
We talked about it in the predictions here for Wrestle Kingdom. It's like he has done so much since pledging his allegiance to New Japan. I would just feel terrible for him if something awful happened to him, or he just lost one of his first defenses. It's like it would feel like a disservice. So I think, understandably, I'm going to go for Kota Ibushi here because I think it's just, first big defense on like a major stage. Sonata, they have to show respect at Wrestle Kingdom. I think it's a nice, good way to start off the reign. Sonata may be back at some point, like for another like defense, like months down the line from now. Maybe with somebody else entirely different, if it's whoever the champion is by then. But to give like Ibushi a good start, it's a new beginning after all. I think Ibushi will take home the win. And what do you see it ever being like a 59-minute, 59-second match, and it goes like down to the last second? Do you think it'll be something like that?
Something like that, like last 5 seconds, because they went 30 plus minutes in the G1 final, and they went 30 minutes in the G1
longest final. Yeah, longest final in G1 history.
Even though that match has no time limit. But still.
No, I thought that was an hour, but because you need a winner, because you can't really have no winner in the G1 climax. That would just be very strange. Yeah. So I think pretty safely it'll be probably a lot of near falls we saw like in the G1 final. Really near stuff, some really fun stuff, and I think Ibushi will take home the win. And with that will conclude our predictions for the New Beginning series, starting with Nagoya this weekend and then Hiroshima a couple weeks later. Eric, anything else to plug before we wrap up this video?
Hit the like and the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell to get notifications on all our new videos, and go like us on Facebook at the Shoot Style Sauna.
Yep, pretty much the same sentiment for me. New podcast is out talking about the Royal Rumble happening this weekend as we talk about our thoughts, other things happening on the wrestling world right now. And until next time, I am Stel from the Shoot Style Sauna, joined by Eric, and we'll see you all very soon. Thank you, everybody, for watching.